vast morning. A very warm morning to all of you. Myself Dr. Ranjit Solanki, I am Assistant Professor in MGIMS Sevagram. Just a brief introduction about this is Bapu Kuti, where Gandhiji used to stay. And actually our hospital started in the ashram premises only with a 20-bedded hospital, and then it extended, it got shifted to its right now institute. And this is how our medical students start their medical career at our institute. They have orientation camp for 15 days in the ashram premises, and they follow ashramite rules and regulations for their 15 days. They do this prayer, morning prayer, and they're also involved in yoga, meditation. They practice in the morning. And they also do Shramdan. Mahatma Gandhi was very fond of Shramdan, or emphasized Shramdan, dignity of labor, they were very much. So our medical students, first year medical students, they do 1 hour Shramdan in the ashram premises. So with this brief introduction, what Gandhian values we follow at our institute, I start with the presentation, which is about social and community perspective of consumption of alcohol. Being a public health person, and add few figures to what Dr. Nimesh Desai presented about public health as far as alcohol as a public health problem. Recently, as Sir said, the average age of consumption of alcohol, he said, is 18. But recently, few surveys have been conducted. It has been found that this average age is receding gradually. And right now, can you guess what could be the average age of where a boy, because I saw that 30% males who are consuming alcohol, test alcohol for the first time? Yeah, it's a 12 years means a boy studying in 7th standard. So it's very surprising if he carries a liter of water in his school bag. And in country like Mexico, the average age where the substance use is started is 9. It's a 4th standard studying boy is consuming some kind of substance. So this is the severity of disease. So by 2020 is depression. There's going to be a major killer, we can say. And that time, as Sir proposed very nicely, mental health hotline would we really require. We really need such kind of hotlines, especially for depression. There are other findings like almost 4% of global health illnesses are attributed to alcohol in some way. Now, since I am from Vadda is called as a Gandhian district, and it's a dry district, means selling and consuming alcohol is illegal in Vadda. But as far as legislations are concerned, history has proven that laws have failed. Like recognize alcohol as a big problem, and in USA they banned sale of alcohol. But what happened once this banned the sale of alcohol, in every house the alcohol started brewing. In every house they started preparing alcohol, and consumption of alcohol, achieving the taxation on alcohol. Alcohol is heavily taxed, and what I know is it's 100% taxation. If you are preparing, the manufacturing cost of alcohol is 1 rupee, it is sold at 100 rupees. So it is that heavily taxed. But in spite of that heavy taxation, surprisingly, the consumption of alcohol in our countries is increasing, and other challenges, the consumption of alcohol among female is increasing. That is another changing pattern. Another pattern that is changing as far as alcohol is the age is receding. For example, right now it's 12 years of age where a boy tests alcohol, is gradually receding, even lower. So might be we can share figures with Mexico when our boys will start testing alcohol in 4th standard. So this is really a serious issue. Historical background, I think, as has been said, historical literature is available. Like in our Vedas also, there is mention of Madira or Sompan. So it's 10,000 BC, right? From 10,000 BC, alcohol exists, or this problem do exist. So it's as old as mankind, we can say. In 1819, for the first time, Dr. Hufeland of Germany, He was the first doctor who coined this term dipsomania. So since till 1890, alcohol was not considered as a social or health problem. It was considered as an individual's problem. It was not considered as a health problem. So dipsomania, it's a term which is used for all problems related to alcohol. Then in 1849, Dr. Magnus Huss was the first person to name alcohol abuse and its tendencies as alcoholism. So alcoholism, this term came into existence since 1849. As my topic of my presentation is social and community perspective of alcohol consumption, there are social factors. There is psychosocial model which says biopsychosocial model, which says there are multiple factors that plays role as far as alcohol consumption is concerned. The factors could be biological, genetic, psychological, or sociological, and the interaction of this factor leads to the consumption of alcohol. So social factors are social role transition. Now sociologists have studied that social role transition. For example, when a boy gets married, he is playing another role of a husband, and that pressure of change in role may bring some stress and he starts drinking. Or when he fathers a baby, again roles shift, role change, more pressure, and he can find some pleasure in alcohol or kind of escape. He can escape in alcohol. Similarity, for example, other friends are drinking, the person does not feel it's something different. So from similarity, he finds similar. Cohesiveness, many times, just because the person wants to belong to a group, which forms a cohesive group, so he starts drinking. Enabling factor, if alcohol is available in the environment, then it causes alcoholism. There are certain social theories for alcoholism. One of the theories is structural functionalism theory, which says that considers society as a structure, and to keep this society in place, we have certain norms. We have some certain moral and ethical values which are in place. And whenever those moral values or ethical values got in an Indian national family health survey presented by Subramaniam, prohibition policies are not associated with a lower proportion of drinkers among men. As we have discussed, prohibition policies do not help in reducing consumption. Actually, it increases the consumption of alcohol. Another important thing is, at personal level, what is required is self-awareness. What we have seen is, in our education system, we learn a lot about external environment, but when it comes to my own self, when it comes to recognizing my own feelings, recognizing my emotions, and how to handle those emotions and those feelings, actually at a very critical period of my life, during adolescence, that part is lacking somewhere. And what this study says, if there is lack of self-awareness, lack of self-control, then it can lead to falling prey to those temptations that are present in the environment. Now, very fortunately, National Mental Health Policy that was missing, was not there in India, has been launched on 10th October this year, 2014. And in this policy, they have emphasized the importance of life skill training during school years, which is very, very important. Now, WHO has defined 6 life skills, 6 skills which are called as life skills, which help us live life the more productive way. Those 6 skills, as per WHO, are decision-making skill, problem-solving skill, relationship-forming skills, communication skill, interpersonal skill. So these skills are called as life skills, and in this policy it has been emphasized that these life skills should be taught should be there in the school syllabus. The teacher should be trained, master trainer should be there who will teach these life skills to students, and these skills will be taught to children. So this is a very positive part of this policy, and let's see how this is going to be implemented, because we have a lot of policies, but implementation is a real issue. Drinking patterns. Ethnic groups are more likely to drink because many times they could be a vulnerable population, they could be a marginalized population, and they can feel that they're not getting the kind of opportunity they should get, and they can due to drinking. So discrimination, something needs to be done with discrimination, racism, oppression, social injustice, ethnocentrism, economic instability. These all needs are to be addressed if you want to address the issue of alcoholism. So alcoholism is not a very simple thing. We have to take steps at all levels, at policy level, at educational reforms are required, at the kind of cultural change we are experiencing. We need to ask ourselves really how, in what direction the culture should move. So how these things, discrimination, racism, oppression, social injustice, ethnocentrism, economic instability, they all lead to pain, fear, anxiety, depression, frustration, low self-esteem, economic difficulty, secondary leading to alcoholism. Now, just one slide about what can be done for this. Neighbor empowerment is very important. See, we have been talking about financial capital. Other two capitals which are also very important is cultural capital and social capital. I think we don't discuss much about social capital and cultural capital. Social capital is actually the number of friends and number of ties we have with our family, with the society. Because the studies say that this bonding is very important. The way kids are brought up, if they are isolated, they only are using technology and they don't have human friends. They have more technology friends, the indefined friend in Facebook and all. And if they lack the human relationship, then they're more likely to experience the stress and start alcohol drinking. So school education reforms are required, social capital is required, family empowerment, neighbor empowerment is required, is very important. National Mental Health Policy 2014 is very positive step towards that. 58th World Health Assembly, May 2005, also has emphasized to develop, implement and evaluate effective strategies and programs for reducing the negative health and social consequences of harmful use of alcohol. We already discussed this, these are the references, and thank you very much for this.
Reducing the use of alcohol. I would like to invite any questions from the audience. Come to the dais.
Yeah. What did I understand from your question? How genetics affects alcoholism? There are many studies conducted, epidemiological studies. Like those, the prevalence of drinking, actually India is lacking very much in the figures, all mental health figures. Like we don't have figures, exact figures of anxiety, depression or alcohol consumption. Many times you have to rely on what our Western countries have done. See, there are a lot of studies which says that if father is drinking, it's very likely that the son also will start drinking. But what I personally feel is, we have discussed social learning theory. So it could be more, might not be genetically transmitted, but how the son is learning from his father, how his father learns to cope up with stress. You know, we learn this thing from our parents. We learn communication skills, we learn to cope up stress management. All these skills are not formally taught to us. We learn these skills from our parents. So this is how the kids learn from their parents to cope up with stress. And if they are coping up with the stress in a negative way, with alcoholism, the kids are also going to learn the same way. So this is not the reason. And there is some factor of genetic factor is also could be there, but these other factors also that can lead to genetic transmission of alcoholism.
Don't you think that if son will think that my father is not working, my father is beating my mother, so I should not do it? Don't you think that would be a positive thing?
Yeah. This is a process the information. It depends on his personality also, his socialization or his development, his social development. So it will differ, but many times not all sons are that responsible, or we can't expect that from. This is what studies say. In individual things we can differ.
Yeah, there is a strong genetic component to alcohol dependence. Of course, the familial and environmental factors also have significant contribution, but genetic contribution has been well established in the genetic studies.
Thank you.
Yes, madam, please.
You have said it beautifully, and I must say this question is very good. many years ago, 30 years ago, when I came to Dehradun, I don't know, am I audible? Yes. I came to Dehradun, I had 2 daughters, and my one daughter was about 3 years old, and the other was 4.5. So we were staying in a hotel, and my daughters asked the bearer, "Bearer, हमारे लिए gin or rum लेके आइए." I kept quiet because my husband was very fond of drinking, you know, and he understood what he wanted. He brought Campa Cola 2 bottles. My husband used to smoke. He was a chain smoker. So they thought that's very nice because the father is handsome, good, you know. So they took up the studs that were lying and they started. What I'm trying to bring the message, what she has beautifully said, these 2 young girls. Then I went back home and told my husband, look at this, you know, what these 2 girls had. You must start decreasing it. And as he beautifully said, genetic does play a part. So your environment, your genes and others have got a lot to do. Thank you.
Thank you, madam.